Hello, my name is Antonio Betancourt. I'm the chef owner of 62 Restaurant and Wine Bar here in Salem. Today we're making a really great, simple vegetable side dish, which is Fennel Gratin. Fennel is my absolute favorite vegetable to work with. And a lot of people don't really care for it because it has a strong licoricey flavor, but this way of making it as a gratin with milk kind of cuts through that licoricey flavor and kind of mellows it out a little bit more so that it's not so strong for those who might not care for it. So first off, we're going to start with the saute pan with some olive oil. It's been set over medium heat. Here we have a couple of sliced onions. It's actually one onion sliced thin with 1 clove of garlic crushed. Just going to add that to the pan. We're just going to saute the onion until it's nice and soft and pretty much almost see-through, translucent. It also develops a little bit of sweetness to it. I always add salt at this point to help that process of sweating, because the salt draws out the natural, the moisture that's naturally present in the onion. That helps this whole process of these breaking down. That water leaches out, it evaporates, and it makes the onions a lot sweeter. And then we'll start assembling the gratin. What we have here, 3 heads of fennel that have been quartered and left raw. So we're going to just season that with a little bit of salt. Put the onions right over the fennel. Just want to mix it in. I don't get too crazy with layering the fennel into the pan so perfectly, like some sort of domino pattern, but you do want the onions to be mixed in, so that's mixed in pretty well. Right here what we have is a combination of breadcrumbs, parsley, and Parmigiano Reggiano. The Parmesan is of course grated, and roughly, you know, the proportion of it is they're all roughly equal proportion of breadcrumb, Parmesan, and parsley. I'm going to add a little bit of milk. It's about, for 3 heads, it's about a cup of milk. Then we have some butter that's just been diced or cubed. Just going to put that over the top. Just kind of dot that around. That'll help keep the breadcrumbs moist. And then this whole thing is going to go right into the oven. But first we're going to cover it with foil. What the foil will do is hold in all that milk. The fennel will cook within the milk and also the steam that's created by the milk. And that way we ensure that the fennel is cooked all the way through. Keep it covered at 400 degrees, which is pretty high, but we want to make sure that the fennel is cooked because it's a pretty thick vegetable, almost like a potato in that texture. So we want to make sure it's cooked. So 400 degrees, 30 minutes covered to make sure that the fennel's cooked. Then we take the foil off and let it cook for another 10 minutes at 400 so that the breadcrumbs get nice and brown and crispy over the top of the fennel. So now here's our finished fennel gratin. You can see that after 40 minutes in the oven, again 30 minutes of it was covered, 10 minutes without the foil covering, that it's kind of melted down a little bit. The fennel's nice and soft, it's gotten really sweet, and the breadcrumbs are toasted, and the cheese is melted and gotten caramelized as well. So this is really a great dish for any kind of grilled meat or even a porchetta or steak.